somewhat of an improvement. Let's see, live. Huh. Oh, okay. All right. It's not frozen, so that's good. Alright, let's see how this goes, and see if this goes smoothly to end it off. Or not really end it off, this is only the second bag, so it's still quite early in the process of building this thing. Alright, there's been an issue every single time we've tried to stream the last few times. Don't know what it is, but I had to restart that one now. At least this one seems like it's working a little bit better, which, that's nice. What are these two pieces? It might be. Okay, so back to it, which hopefully the quality of the stream isn't affected by the other one trying to upload, which I don't think it is, which is nice, because if it is, I'm sure it would affect it. It did the last stream. That was the issue, was that I had a video uploading that I thought had been uploaded and scheduled, and turns out it was not. Yeah, so that is that. And it's almost as if it had scheduled itself when I tried to get into this thing. But now it seems like it's working alright. At least it's not frozen, which is better than last time. It's about 20 minutes in when the last time it decided to freeze, so hopefully it goes alright for this one. One set that I'm thinking of maybe doing a build stream for, because I think it should show up next week sometime. My Bricklink Designer program set is supposed to show up after ordering it like 4 months ago, I think it was. But yeah, I think that one's supposed to show up. I ordered the general store, was the one I ordered, and I don't know, I'll see when I get it if I should build it or not. Not entirely sure. Sort of need to conserve a bit of space, considering that August will be relatively big, with quite a few new things that I'm definitely excited to pick up, and I'm definitely possibility going. Oh my goodness, that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But should or possibly will have streams around the middle of August, pretty much every day of one of the weeks, which will be nice and fun, just with the new August stuff. Even though I probably should build most of it right away, I honestly don't care to do it that much. It's not like I'm rushing to do anything with the stuff, so I might as well. Okay, that's nice. Why is it getting all blurry? It's getting a little bit better. Maybe today is just not the day for the stream. It's definitely not working smoothly, but it looks like it's a bit better now. It's definitely coming together quite quickly, and I think the last bag is just the stand, so I think it's a pretty quick build. I'm almost like I'm trying to predict the time that it'll take for these streams, and the benchmark is sort of from Barrador, and that was, I feel like, about an hour and 30 minutes for each 5 bags. Now that one was a bit more intensive, and there were a few issues along the way, and then there's earlier this week, actually, I forgot it was earlier this week, I built the little symbol, and that was like a 20-minute stream. So based upon that, it's not entirely sure how quick they're going to be, but yeah, that was a bunch of nonsense. But I guess from the end of the last 20-minute stream before it decided to crash, getting back into the Formula One Speed Champions stuff. Making mistakes, can't go a stream without it. Alright, I can probably slip this in there now. I don't think so. But I'm definitely excited to see what comes of next year for Speed Champions. Formula One sets with this year. Honestly, I think Speed Champions probably has the best Formula One sets of any of them, because at least they, like, the proportions feel accurate enough for the size of the thing, and then they actually have printed tire compounds, unlike the big $300 set that can't be bothered to print them on new tire pieces that are thick enough to print. So yeah, and these ones are super thick. You could definitely get the Goodyear logo on them, but nope. I think I'm hoping for Ferrari next year, and I think that with the amount of Ferrari Lego sets we get and Ferrari Formula One stuff we have had in the past, I think it's only a matter of time. And past that, I don't know who or what team I'm most excited for the potential of next year, for getting a set. I'd love a Williams set. There's 2 current ones, two racers ones, but one's more of the Technic style one, and then the other is the a smaller one. I think they're both quite cool and really nice sets. There's something about them that I really quite like, and I'm hoping I wouldn't mind them for next year. And I guess an updated Mercedes would be nice. Of course, Red Bull would be very nice to get. RB as well. Really, might as well just make every team while you're at it. Yeah. I also wouldn't be shocked if they do more of those pullback ones, which I just bought and took a look at a couple weeks ago, and I was quite impressed with that one. It was pretty good. Same price as the Speed Champions ones, and it had its drawbacks because of its play feature, and it didn't have the printed tire compound because it was just using an existing tire piece with treads. But it's quite nice, and I wouldn't mind getting some more next year First of the shell logos. Which one's this? Number 2. They're both number 2, okay. Now to see if this white matches with the white of the actual piece or not. Seems like it. It's not too bad. I placed it terribly. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not good. It's actually not that bad. Never mind. I thought it was pretty bad, but on closer inspection, it's not too bad. It's not great, but not terrible. Alright, that fits in well. So, yeah, I'm very excited for the Formula One sets next year. Probably shouldn't get too excited, because you never know with LEGO what will come of next year, and maybe there's only a couple, like a wave of Speed Champions, but if it's anything like this year, I'm very excited for next year, and I hope we get more than just 2 teams. I hope they're really, I hope they don't make a big deal and not make a Red Bull just because of it being Red Bull. Like it's just a caffeinated drink. They make barista minifigures all the time, and I don't think it's all that much different, really. It's not like not like this. Of course, it makes sense that they didn't put the cigarette logos all over the set, but I think the drink is a lot different, and yeah. So I hope that happens because I think it just makes sense. Like, we've won the last 3 years for the drivers and constructors. Like it's seeming like it might happen again this year, unless of course Checo doesn't start putting something in, because other teams are definitely coming for him soon. Yeah, I think I think my top things for next year, like another pullback Formula One car, probably McLaren, with the amount they're doing for McLaren, which I definitely don't dislike, but I think a McLaren pullback, as well as maybe not the larger McLaren, because they do have the one currently out, but maybe like a Williams would be kind of cool, or Red Bull, or Ferrari. But for Speed Champions, I definitely would love Red Bull, Ferrari, Williams, Haas would be cool, RB. I'd really like Alpine. I think they have one of the nicest looking cars. I think the pink just really pops and looks quite nice. And I think it would also, like, maybe not all those teams, but a couple of them, like Ferrari definitely needs to be made, and I think Red Bull as well, and then maybe someone else, so 3 of them. Oh great, I was moving so slow there, I thought the thing froze again. My heart stopped for a second, because I just didn't want to have to deal with it again. Yeah, I think those are Ferrari, Red Bull, and yeah, I think those 2 are probably my top ones that I'd want Speed Champions cars for next year, and then maybe one more of the pullback, just in the style of the Mercedes one this year, and then a bigger one. I think it's been a little while since we've gotten a Ferrari Formula One set, so might as well do one of those. Of course, they have the most of any of them, but none with a newer style car, even though soon that style will be pretty out of date. So yeah. What am I doing wrong here? Is it actually just placing these things without any sort of support? Alright, interesting. feel like they don't usually have you doing that. Yeah, so I think a couple teams for speed champions, and then do a big Technic set, small Technic set, and and maybe something like this would be really cool in a speed champion style, especially if they could actually print on the tires. Something on the sticker. Jeez. Alright, that's it. The Shell logo now. Alright. And yeah, that's interesting, and they just have you place that down and then put it into. That's interesting. I feel like they don't usually have you do that type of stuff. But I guess for this set, I do. Alright, next sticker. Alright, pretty good. It is sort of disappointing. The white of the sticker is definitely a bit different than the, they really could have just had to do that. It's sort of unnecessary to make multiple steps out of it. Alright, why is this piece not great? I got, oh, no, figured it out, maybe, possibly. Okay, I see. Where the issue comes from. Alright. Wouldn't be a stream without a few mistakes. Now where do these guys go? Because there are too many of them. On to bag 3 next, after I fix my errors of bag 2. This would have definitely been a lot easier if I did it when they said to. It's now mildly difficult to get in there. Alright, on to the next one. Bag 3. Alright, well this one's made it past has made it past the mark of the last one freezing, so that's nice. But first printed piece of the car, that white isn't that bad. It's definitely not great, but it feels a lot better than like the Fox minifigure, for example, is like the most recent example I can think of, where they did white on red and it really turned out bad. But this one isn't that bad. Like, I'm sure when I place it on the thing and it has the normal white all around it, it'll look a bit off. But as it stands right now, it doesn't look that bad. One set that I saw really was sort of affected by that is that Battle on Peridia Star Wars set. The color of this gray stickers on the base that it has just looks really quite bad. It does not look great, and it sort of takes away from it because it is a really prominent part of the build. Yeah, that's, I think I'm going to order that set, but I don't think the build's bad. I actually am pleasantly surprised by how good it seems, but some of the quality in there doesn't seem to be at the point that you would hope for. especially when it comes to those gray stickers. Um, there's just some stickers and prints that look really awful, that they need to start improving because they just doesn't look good. It's, I don't know, I just don't think having a subpar product is the best thing to have, but we seem to like it recently. All right. Okay. All right. Next, other end of the car. I think Speed Champions might be the theme that I'm almost most anticipating next year. It's always quite exciting to see the new Speed Champion sets, and then when it comes to these ones and how many Ferrari or Formula One cars they made this year, I'm definitely hopeful to see more next year. I definitely wouldn't be shocked when it happens. So I think they've all done relatively well, it seems, so it'll be interesting to see if there are as many Speed Champion sets as there were this year, because there were a lot in comparison to what there usually is. Three waves, I think, instead of the usual one, maybe two. But I would definitely hope that next year they also go back to the movie cars. And then, of course, make your normal cars, the Formula One stuff, the movie cars, and then, of course, the normal stuff, if they're going to do as many waves next year as they've done this year. And I definitely hope they do. It was, I thought, spread out quite nicely. Instead of just having all those things release at the same time, having them all split up, I think, was a good choice. And yeah, it was, I can't remember if it was January or March when they all came out. I feel like it was March when it usually is, but there's part of me that also feels like it was January, and I honestly can't remember whatsoever if it was or not. But this is coming together quite nicely, and yeah, I'd love a Speed Champions one of this. This would be quite nice, as well as Senna's Lotus as well would be really cool. Either in this style, but I think preferably Speed Champions. I definitely like these, and I like the larger ones, like the Technics, and these, but I also like the Speed Champions just as much, or not more, and what's the issue here? Oh, that's the issue here. Am I? Oh, that's why. I think I put too many there. There we go, that's a lot better. That should work. Yeah, that works a lot better. Good. Alright. Bag 3 is moving along quite nicely. But yeah, I wonder if we'll get any other drivers like this one in the future. It'll be interesting to see, and especially if we do get ones, at least now, unlike the previous minifigures of Formula One drivers they'll actually have printed torsos instead of the stickers that they had for others. I think Kimi Räikkönen, Michael Schumacher, they all had like all the details on their torsos are all sticker pieces from the past sets, which is definitely very interesting. And yeah, it makes it sort of hard to go out and buy the figures. Like, I definitely want to get them. They're not the most expensive things, but you're basing the quality of your figure upon how well someone has placed these stickers on the torsos, which isn't the nicest surface to be attaching stickers to. I'm not entirely sure on the helmets either. I'm sure those are also stickers, because I'm pretty sure they have detail on those. But I've been looking at those recently because I wouldn't mind getting them. Oh, that's what it was. Put too many on the bottom part of it, and not enough on the top. That'll do it. I guess one big thing, even though not much of news, I guess it was very heavily hinted at by someone who I feel like is relatively, like, I think in the past they've been quite reliable with stuff, just very much hints more than actual this is going to be made. A new Lord of the Rings DLC for next year, which seemed very likely, but I'm very excited to see what it is. Minas Tirith seems like a very clear choice, but also one that feels like something that would be really hard to accomplish at a proper scale. Like, I think they would need to do it almost in a small scale on the exterior and then a playable interior. But yeah. Alright, about to attach that printed piece to it. So see how poor the print is compared to the rest of the white pieces, because it does have a bunch of white pieces surrounding it, so that'll really... Oh, cool. So you're going to be able to move the steering wheel. It's actually going to be able to move stuff. That's cool. I didn't realize they really had that much of a function in what feels like a relatively small thing, but it's also not that small. But it also wasn't very much of an expensive set. Yeah, you can definitely see the variation in the white, but it's not terrible. It definitely feels a lot better than 5s, for example. What does this say? New nose element. Oh, so that is a new piece. I guess they made it look a decent amount of new pieces for this set, which is nice. Definitely would have been nice to print on those tires, though, but they didn't. It's a bit disappointing. Coming together quite a bit. There's only 3 bags left, so after this, halfway through the thing, or at least bag-wise, halfway through. Probably a bit more than halfway, because I think the last bag is just the stand. But a lot of silver metallic-y silver pieces used. Not just like normal dark bluish gray. There's gunmetal gray and the metallic-y silver color, which looks quite nice. It's nice to see that many of it. There's a lot that I feel like goes into this interior than the actual inside of the car than you would expect. Just looking at pictures of it, I feel like that's not really represented, but it never really is with anything like this for a set, because you would sort of course, have to show it on the box opened up in unconstructed or not unfinished state, which probably isn't the best thing to be shown it, but yeah, it's coming together. All right. Getting more to the interior now of it, and now the steering wheel. That's cool. Oh, that actually works and moves. It's a very simple mechanism, but a very cool one nonetheless. I quite like it. I think when I saw this build the first time a few weeks ago, just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. I'm currently in stages of withdrawal right now, not having a race this weekend. It's not going too well, so I needed to break this one out, because not having free practice today, like usual on a Friday, is really getting to me, and I don't know how it's gonna go when the summer break comes along, and there's no races for a month, but right now, yeah, I'm definitely missing it today, but yeah, I do like it quite a bit. The print right at the front with the white on the red piece is definitely, with the amount of white pieces coming around it, is starting to really look quite off. It definitely isn't great. It's for sure very reminiscent of Fox. From a year ago now? Or two? A year, I think. I think it was last summer that figure came out. And I think that one's still probably worse with the print quality, so I guess they've improved it, but it definitely still needs a bit more improving with the print quality. I think there's another print later in the set, but I think that's printed onto a white piece, so should look a lot better. couple prints in this one. That one's quite nice. This little print. And then some shell logos where I think the cigarette logo should be on the set. I think I also had it removed for Imola when Vettel rode around in the car a month ago now. Feels like not that long ago, but I think it is. Oh, what, these ones on the side? They are sort of how they have them put up. It does sort of look a bit interesting. But yeah, that is how they have you put them on, I guess. Look at start the instruction to see, but yeah, that should be the finished look for those shell logos. Yeah. There's been a few cases since that came into existence that a lot of people are alive. Yeah, because of the halo. Yeah, I guess from the side. Maybe just how it dips in, I guess. But yeah. I was recently at the Formula One exhibition in Toronto that they have going right now, and that was quite interesting. And it was an interesting exhibit, and I quite enjoyed it. Where are you? There it is. But I'm liking this one so far. I'd love to see this in a Speed Champions one. There's so many Formula One cars that I want in Speed Champions. But there's not enough slots each year to get them. They need to make a whole separate theme just for Formula One to get all of them done in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, there's another printed part. Decent amount of printed parts, I guess, compared to how many stickers there are. Even though I wouldn't mind some of these parts being a sticker, since at least as much as they would be a little bit of a pain to place, the coloring of them would definitely be a lot better than the print. But it's not. Oh yeah, I can sort of see now, just looking at it on the side, how that shell logo does look sort of a little bit weird. But a couple more here now that I'll be adding to it. which I don't exactly know where they're going, because I thought they were the two pieces that go on the rear wing, but I actually don't think they are, and I think that's the McLaren stickers later in the set. But yeah. Alright. That print looks a whole lot more white on the actual instructions than it actually is. It's not terrible, especially the back one, because it has no white pieces around it, but the front one has a bunch, and you can really see the difference in them, which isn't ideal, but yeah. Okay, printed part, interesting. There's actually a decent amount of prints in this particular bag. Just keeps on coming. Oh, and that's print. I didn't notice that. That's actually there's a little print right on this piece. That's cool. That was like, you can barely see it. It's because it's on a clear piece. It's almost impossible to see, but that's really cool. I had no idea that was there on the set. Quite surprised by that. They just keep on popping up out of nowhere, these prints. It's interesting to see if the image on the car or on the plaque is the image of the brick built set or the actual thing, and it's the built one. All right. Flipping this thing around. All right. Oh, now it's the front wing. I quite liked how the front wing was built on the small pullback Mercedes from this year. I was quite impressed by how that was built up. It looks quite nice. I don't think they'll ever get to that point with the Speed Champion sets, which is how small they are. It's sort of impossible. But hopefully they can sort of improve it a little bit, because it definitely feels a little bit flat. The shape there, the shaping of it feels alright, but it definitely isn't 100% there. And also with the rear wing, I'm hoping for some improvements there for next year if they make any. Okay, so it turns out that those McLaren stickers are on the front wing, and not the, so I guess those shell prints are on the rear wing, it turns out. I couldn't remember which was which, because I'm pretty sure the actual car has the cigarette logos on the back of it, I think that's where they are. I'm pretty sure they're all over the car pretty much. It might even be where the Shell logo is on the side. But yeah. I've seen a lot of custom sticker sheets for this. Or not a lot. I've seen a custom sticker sheet for this set. And I think I saw someone also selling custom tires for it, just because in this one they're all the same size when in reality they shouldn't be, and they were also, I think, printed like they should be, with the Goodyear logo on them. But yeah, I have no idea what I was getting on about, but this is coming together quite nicely. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Is that really just attached? Interesting. Just like, what's the point of it? I have no idea. Okay, that's what the point of it is. There's another piece there. I was wondering why it was attaching to nothing. Now it's not. Alright. Wouldn't be one of these things without messing up at least something. As small as that one was. Don't even know if that really counts. Another sticker. Alright then. So now I have to add a subcategory for front wings messed up. Where'd you go? I just found the piece. Where'd it go? My goodness. Now I have this sticker that, okay, it was blending in with the instruction manual. Alright, there we go. That's attached to it now. Okay, never mind. The shell logos do not, in fact, go on the okay, how does this clip on there? Oh, great. What's the issue here today? Oh, that's the issue. Makes sense. Alright. The shell logos go on to the front of it. The Saga of the Shell in McLaren. I have no idea where the logo. It must be printed then. I'm sure there's some sort of logo that's on the rear wing, and I thought it was one of those two. Turns out it was not, and it's something else, I guess. This is probably the nicest print in the set, one that they continued with the Speed Champion sets, or I guess technically first did with Speed Champion sets, as I think that one came first, the McLaren Speed Champion set, where they printed on this area with, now that's where it sort of looks a bit weird, is how this white doesn't match with this white. But it's looking good. It's honestly bigger than I thought it was going to be. Alright. Oh, I think I found the print. Oh, yep. I found that these prints just keep coming out of nowhere. I flip pieces around and now there's a print on them. I think, so it was a McLaren logo on the back of it. So I wasn't far off, just not totally, didn't totally get it right. But I am honestly really surprised with how many prints there are in the set. I had no idea there were so many. I thought it was mostly made of stickers, but there's actually a decent amount of prints, and the stickers feel like just smaller bits, and they're not, if you mess them up, except for maybe the ones right on the side, it's not the biggest deal, but all right. Rear wing complete. And on to the next little bit of it. This bag is probably the biggest one so far. It's really built up quite a bit of the thing. There wasn't much to it going into this bag, and now there's almost feels like a completed thing. The red on red sticker looks pretty good though. It actually matches quite nicely. That makes me feel better whenever they release a new Speed Champions Ferrari set, because there's going to be a ton of stickers in the set. It will at least look really good because the sticker color actually matches with it. Alright. This is a whole lot bigger than I thought it was. I don't know what I was thinking when it came to the size of this thing, but it definitely wasn't. Like, this feels like it's kind of close to the size of other Creator Expert and Icons cars, which I guess it should. No, that you're 100% right there. It's not. It's quite. It should be. They should match all right, but just like other prints, like the most recent example that I can think of is the Fives mini or Fox minifigure from last year. We're printing on the dark red with the light white. It just really, the red really bleeds through. Now it's not as bad as that one. Fox was almost pink, but yeah, the shade of white right at the front does not match with here at all, which is sort of disappointing. Like, you can really tell it. Oh my goodness, you can really tell that there's a bit of a difference in it, which is disappointing. But I sort of expected that. That piece would have definitely been a difficult sticker, but at least if it had been a sticker, the color would have matched up right. So I'm a little bit torn on whether or not I would want a piece like that to be a sticker, because it sort of folds over, so it definitely wouldn't have been the easiest thing to place. But it also, if you did place it right, would have looked a whole lot better than this one. All right. Alright then, I think this is another one to add to the list, because these are not, okay, no, that one actually might be, but why are these guys, where do they go? Oh great. This is just, every single time there's some sort of issue. I can't seem to do it right. Alright. Oh, okay, alright. There we go, I see that one. Hello, how's it going? Okay, there, okay. Issue has been fixed. For now. Alright. On to bag number 5. Getting pretty close to finishing this thing off. Oh wow, this one's... Yeah, well actually, the first bag of this stream did crash, and that was about 15 minutes, so add that onto it, but yeah, probably about an hour and 30 minutes total, I feel like, for the set. Maybe a little bit less, but yeah, it's been a good build. I'm sort of shocked by how many prints there are. There's actually quite a few. And a few ones that you almost don't even see, because one of them is on a trans-clear piece, and it's hard to notice, but yeah. Oh, another print. A few more just popping up out of nowhere on these 1x1s. I feel like I've seen that print before. I think it's a reuse of another one. At least feels that way. I've had, there's one last Friday, as well as like a 20-minute stream earlier in the week, I think, for, what was it? Simba, I think it was. And, oh my goodness, more prints. There are a lot of prints in this set. They just keep popping out of nowhere. I looked to the finished thing of this, and I noticed that there was a few logos, and not enough stickers for them, and that would only mean one thing: they are prints. It's always a joy to get. Oh yeah, yeah, it was a really quick one. Very, I didn't even really plan on streaming it, and then I just decided to, and as I expected, it was very quick. It was a very quick one. And then I guess the tie interceptor before that was 2 streams, maybe last week. I think it was last week. The UCS tie interceptor. And yeah, I need to come up with something next week for Friday. I am getting in the general store from the Bricklink Designer Program. The first wave of those have shipped out, and I'll have that show up soon, so I might do that. But I'll see on that one when it does in fact arrive. But yeah, I'm excited to see that one, see the Bricklink Designer boxes. Like, I don't know if they're full Lego boxes or what they are, or if they're just sleeves around just a plain box. Sort of like some of the promos that get released sometimes. But yeah, I didn't get anything for the Wave 2 for the Bricklink Designer program, but I think there's some cool stuff for Wave 3 that I might order. But it was sort of nothing really. I think there was maybe one set that actually sold out for the Designer program, and I think 3 or 4 of them sold out for the first wave, so I don't know if the appeal of those have gone away now, but I think they're pretty cool. And of course, they're quite limited Lego sets. With that max only, I think it's 30,000, so I don't know what I'll do with that one, but the general store definitely was the one that most interested me, or reminded me of a Western set, a theme that I wouldn't mind seeing be revisited at some point, and especially with like all the Lone Ranger sets. This one is the Blue Jays one, one of the, it's one of 2, I have both of them. This is just like the plain, actually no, I think there's 3, because there's a couple to match their different jerseys, and this is the lighter blue one. So yeah, it's the Blue Jays one. I've looked at a few others, but yeah. For Western sets, for the Bricklink Designer program, there's a couple sets coming out, or one at least. There's a Western train coming out in Wave 3, I think it is. So I would say the best thing is either the general store. It was so with the Bricklink Designer program, they take pretty much idea sets that were made and make them with Bricklink. So they have a short production run. At max, it's 30,000 sets, but they get made. I think it's like 5,000 maybe 3,000. So after 3,000, they're officially going to be produced as sets. So the general store was purchasable probably 4 or 5 months ago, and just a couple weeks ago actually they had a few sets release. So they sort of have a limited window that you can order them, and it takes a while to ship them out. Like this one, like I said, it was like 5 months ago that I ordered it, and now they're shipping out now, so it definitely takes a while, but they're pretty cool. And Wave 3, I think, is in a little while. So I think there's some cool castle sets. There's a lot of castle stuff in the designer program. It's a lot of castle stuff, maybe a bit too much at times, but yeah, there is the general store, and then the Western train set. Are some Western sets coming out, and I think in a few weeks actually, I think they're going to reveal the next wave of them. So it's sort of similar to Ideas in a way. There's a bunch of different options. People vote on them. The highly most liked ones get reviewed, and then they go up for the sale. If they get crowdfunded, they'll get made. Each one of the 2 waves they've done have gotten crowdfunded. And yeah, they're cool sets, and I'm excited to get that one and see what it looks like, because I honestly have no idea if the box is like a normal Lego box or if it's just a sleeve on top of like a plain white box or something, but yeah. Oh, another case. There's white pieces right next to one of the red prints that definitely don't look the best next to the white. This thing is really quite coming together. It's just about finished. I think this is a new part. Yeah. I think I remember I thought I just got an email for like that as a designer interview for Lego Ideas with the 10,000 supporter interviews they do. But yeah. After I finish this thing, I'm going to check out to see when the next Bricklink Designer Program release checks out, but I want to finish this thing before I crash the stream from putting too much stuff on it, so all right, on to these new tires. These are thick. These are heavy and thick tires. These are really, they're quite heavy pieces. I was sort of surprised. I poured out the all the contents of the box, and one hit my hand, and it was actually like quite hard. No, not overly. I like, honestly, the only hockey that I've ever watched was this Stanley Cup. Watching the Oilers in the finals. That was it. Like I've never actually watched the Leafs. So, like if anyone would be my team, it would be more the Oilers, and even then, I've watched a collective of maybe 5 games, so not enough. All right, the car is done. Here it is. It's honestly pretty sizable. And now on to the I like how you can move the steering wheel and it actually moves the tires. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I've just never been interested in hockey. But it probably also has to do with the fact that the Leafs just have never or haven't won in 60 years, 70 years. It's been a long time. And I guess that's part of it. I also just never watched it. I was definitely big, and still am, big into baseball. And that's sort of my thing, more than hockey ever was and probably will be. And as well as other sports, like the AFL. For some reason, out of all sports I could pick, I go and pick Australian football. Doesn't really make much sense, for considering that if I want to watch any live games, it's at 1 a.m. or even earlier than that, or other times, but it's honestly that case with any team. Like the Blue Jays really, I feel like they might be one of the few teams, like the Dodgers and the Yankees, like that's just a symbol that so many people wear. But like the Blue Jays fans, I feel like they show up to pretty much all stadiums. Like they just had a series with Seattle, and naturally that one is pretty much a Blue Jays home game, because just being so close to BC, all the people just come right from British Columbia over to Seattle to see the game. But like I feel like most stadiums, there's a decent amount of Blue Jays fans that show up. and it's always fun to see, especially like there's times I've seen where it's more, and it's just interesting. Yeah, I've really loved the AFL. Even though today wasn't a great day for the team that I support, it was quite a bad day actually, and it's not going too well this year. But yeah. Yeah. Well, I've always been like, I am totally shocked, like how, because I've been in Toronto when there's been like a Leafs game going on or some sort of like just been in the city when that's going on. And like there are so many people there for the team, and the team hasn't won in 60 years, and they can't win a playoff game, but like there's fans filling the stadium every single night that they play, and it's quite impressive, and I'm very much impressed with how supportive I guess the fans are of the team and how long they'll stick with them, but I have no idea what would happen if they win. Like the fact that even when they suck, or they're not that bad, they just don't win games when it's important to do so. But like, I would, I would be quite interested to see what would happen if they were to win a championship. What would happen in the city? Because it would be pandemonium. It would be quite something. Especially after, like, the Raptors one was big enough, but I'm sure this one would be even bigger. Alright, a little sticker there for the stand. Alright. I'm hoping sometime soon the Blue Jays can pull off a World Series win. That would definitely be quite nice. Won't be happening this year. It probably will be a little while until it has a chance to do it. But hopefully at some point. I think I'm pretty sure I saw at least, no, I definitely saw the Reds last year. I feel like I might have saw them the year before as well. I think I did, but I definitely saw them last year. I got to my most games that I've seen in 1 year. Last year I think I went to 10. I haven't been to that many this year at all. I've been to, I think, 2, and they also had they had an event for the new stadium renovations, but yeah, that was I've only been to 2 this year, and I think I have a third in a few weeks, which is going to affect the Friday stream because it's on a Friday night. But that is the set. I enjoy the Rogers Center and going to games. It's fun to go there. A lot more fun when they're actually winning games, but fun nonetheless. Alright. There it is. I quite like the minifigure. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a print on the back of it. The helmet print is especially quite impressive. Alright. Bricklink Designer Program. I probably will be making the stream all blurry. Yeah. I like the angle that it puts it at. Like it's definitely interesting because like with most of the creator expert sets or icon sets, they don't do that. But I guess with the size of this, they sort of had to. Let me see. Bricklink Designer Programs, Series 1. Series 2. When is Series 3? Series 3, the crowdfunding begins October 8th, so never mind. There isn't the train. The Western train is actually in Series 4, which is February 1st. Oh, there's some nice ones then. There's a couple that I really like in the third one. So yeah, let me see. With Series 5, when it comes to Western sets, there's so much castle stuff. And a lot of modular type of stuff. Pirates, there's so much castle. It is nuts how much castle sets there are in the Bricklink Designer program. A lot of boats and a lot of castle. But yeah, they're not the cheapest. But yeah, like the general store. Let me see how much. I have no idea. There's 200 and something, and then there were like most of them are honestly like 300 more. Let me bring that TIE fighter because I have it right beside me because I haven't found a place for it yet. All right, let me grab this from here without breaking it and put it on the stand. So, okay, breaking stuff. I don't think so. I think it's pretty good. The wings look really good. The inside of the wings look really good. The print on the top's nice. The cockpit's really nice. The biggest issue is definitely how many gaps there are between like here, then around the back as well. There's a lot of gaps there. The TIE Fighter minifigure looks amazing with arm printing. Just that little simple detail looks really nice. But yeah, I enjoyed building this one, and I like the final product of it. Yeah, there's the stand of it with all the details of the thing. All right, go on there. Oh yeah. Okay, you can just go down here then for now. Testing the strength of the thing. All right. So yeah, I was quite surprised how many prints there are. Like this is print there. There's actually quite a few. And then how you can move that is pretty cool. But yeah, fun build, cool minifigure. I definitely want more of these. Like the Lotus, the yellow Lotus for Senna would be really cool as well. And other Formula One cars like this, I like the shaping of it. Good set, good build. Oh yeah. So it's just almost like part of the logo is slightly cut off in parts of it. But yeah, since it's the same sticker, like this side, you can't see almost the other L's, and then this one you can sort of see the full thing because they're the same sticker, not just an inverted one of them. But yeah, I really like how this is built up. The front wing's nice as well. Let me see what because I know there was an image of it right at the front of the instructions. So they must have not been able to get the Goodyear license because it's supposed to be not. It's also supposed to be on the tires, which they don't have printed. There's enough space for them with these new tire pieces to print it. And then where this McLaren logo is there, and on the other side of the front wing also has the Goodyear logo. But yeah. Other than that, like, I think they got most of the logos except for the cigarette logos, which makes sense. But Speed Champions for August looks really nice. I'll have reviews of both of them. Definitely excited to get the F40 first. But I might order both. I'll see. I'm really hoping that I can get them early because I've been able to get all the Speed Champion sets that I've wanted early this year, which has been nice. But yeah. I think the biggest thing that I don't like about this set is how the white doesn't match there, and then now it doesn't have the printed tires. But let me see. I think I've seen like a bunch of custom sticker sheets for this set. I want to custom stickers. There we go. I quite like the look of the thing with those custom stickers. Like, it feels like it's just missing such a big part of it here. And, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not the best looking one, I feel like. But I'm also like, do they have any sort of print on the tires? I'm gonna look at that one. Because they've done it for the Formula One cars for Speed Champions, but I don't know if I can't remember now if they have it for that new one. But I'm really excited for the F40. Okay, so it's just like a bunch of Chevrolet and Camaro logos around it with a clip-on piece. All right. Oh yeah, affecting the getting all blurry with yeah. I was hoping it was gonna be something else. I like this figure. This is, I guess, one of many drivers now we have as Lego minifigures. How much is the Kimi Räikkönen figure? I want that's probably the one I want the most that I know they've made. Lego Kimi Räikkönen Bricklink. Where's Bricklink? Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's a cool figure. That's definitely one that I like. Even though it's a sticker, a lot of all the like racers, Formula One car minifigures all have stickers here on their torsos instead of printed bits, which there's only 12. Okay. Well, I can get one for $7.50. By Kimi Räikkönen. That's one minifigure I feel like I'd need to actually buy in person, because with the sticker of it, it's just so, or just buy the sealed set with the sticker sheet in it is probably the best way to go about it. So, that was the build of this set. I think it was a good stream. I have no idea what I'm going to do next Friday. I definitely want to do one, even though, wait, let me see, what's next Friday? No, next Friday will be good. It's the Friday after that. I have that Blue Jays game. So yeah, that was that. I quite like the set. I like the figure, and I'm sort of surprised by how large the set is. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that was the McLaren. I'm going to hope that me building this provides good luck into Hungary next week for the McLaren team. That's the hope of this build. So yeah, maybe it'll be the whatever it's called, the general store should show up. Let me see, when is that going to show up? General store, I saw that it had shipped out, even though I hadn't got my points. But I don't even know if it had points associated with it. Let me see. Where are you? Order. I need to, because it was so long ago that I ordered it, I have to go through like a page of orders to find it. February 6th is when I ordered that set. When is it? Track package. Alright, it should show up any day now. So yeah, might go with that one for next week. So yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Definitely enjoyed it. Hopefully should have something for next Friday's stream. And that'll be that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my goodness, I can't get close to this.